is Lucerne, the heart of the country. I'd heard its name, but I'd never truly seen. The sun broke through the mist. There were ripples on the lake. There's more here. Something lies underneath. I followed the trails up through the forests, then down to the city on the shore, where stories mark the walls, spilling out the color on the stone. There's no containing these free spirits who know the true value of time. Time has its own movement here. Time can be captured and stored here. Time zones collide here. Lives exist together. Time here reflects the light around us, making us all shine. Here, time is truly individual. And to be truly individual is priceless. Time here is crafted with the spirit of the land. Time that bears the name of its maker. Carl F. Bucherer.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of the Carl F. Bucherer family, this is a day of celebration. I can say with confidence that all of us would be thrilled if the circumstances would allow us to be together in the same room, to shake each other's hands, to share a smile and a personal anecdote. Let me start by saying that we are proud to be among the ranks of the Swiss watch manufacturers, the brands that create and produce their own movements in-house. I will introduce you to our 4 distinct brand worlds and talk about some of the great and amazing watches that make up each one. I also look forward to telling you about some meaningful partnerships that play an important role in defining who we are as a brand. Here at Watches and Wonders, Carl F. Bucherer will be unveiling 3 different products, including the most complicated timepiece, technically speaking, of course, we have ever produced. Also, after this keynote, I'm going to answer the questions you might have live. But before we do so, let me now first tell you a little bit about our lovely brand. Carl F. Bucherer, and the F standing for Friedrich, was founded back in 1888, and to this day, it is owned by the Bucherer family. In fact, ours is the only Swiss watch manufacturer to have remained entirely in the hands of its founding family for over a century. Our visionary owner, Jörg G. Bucherer, represents the 3rd generation of this family to lead the company. And I can say confidentially that thanks to his leadership, we have become an even stronger brand during this pandemic and difficult situation we faced with Corona. You know, our founder wanted to develop his brand from a local watch and jewelry retailer in the heart of Switzerland, from Lucerne, into a truly global watch brand. And that goal has been realized. Today, Carl F. Bucherer's watches are available from a network of more than 350 point of sales located all around the world. More than that, we are the undisputed leader in the peripheral technology and are excited about some of the patented innovations that can be found in many of our outstanding watches. I will be sharing some of those with you shortly. In recent years, we have enjoyed exponential growth from roughly 6,000 timepieces in 2010 up to more than 30,000 watches in 2019. And of course, we continue to do what we have been doing for the last 130 years, designing and producing excellent Swiss watches now as then, proudly made of Lucerne. Looking back and ahead, we realized that defining brand worlds is an ideal thread connecting all the things Karl F. Bucherer had done in the past and those we are aiming to do in the future. CFB definitely has a sporty and adventurous identity on our scuba deck. The Betrawi scuba deck references perfectly reflect this part of our DNA. There's no question that our sport and adventure brand world is the perfect home for this product family. As the name suggests, this brand world is characterized by our key partnerships with outstanding athletes in many sporting disciplines, and nothing could represent our passion for adventure better than our long-standing partnership with the Imanta Trust. I'm very excited to unveil a brand new watch that is a proud ambassador of this brand world in a couple of minutes. The second brand world I would like to introduce is travel and exploration. It is fair to say that travel and exploration are truly in the DNA of our brand. Karl Friedrich Bucherer's two sons, Ernst and Karl Edward, were both committed to exploring the world. The two brothers opened already businesses in South America in 1922. With them was Karl Edward's wife, Wilhelmina Bucherer, an inspiring woman who combined astute business skills with a keen artistic sensibility. She contributed to the growth of the business in South America, but sadly lost her life when her ship to Buenos Aires sunk in 1927. Grieving her loss, the brothers returned to Switzerland. In effect, they brought the world back to Lucerne, a pattern that defines Karl F. Bucherer to this day. And as people in different countries learn about our lovely brand, they make a point of visiting us at our flagship boutique in the heart of Switzerland, bringing a part of the world to Lucerne. I'm sure and very positive that Karl Friedrich Bucherer would probably wear a Betrawi Travel Tech, a watch that features 3 time zones and is a key part of our travel and exploration brand world. And it is our iconic product. And our third brand world is entertainment and style. As its name suggests, these watches would be at home in Hollywood or Bollywood. Specifically, Karl F. Bucherer has enjoyed its supporting roles in a number of blockbuster films, including Atomic Blonde, The Meg, and on Keanu Reeves' wrist in the John Wick series. This brand world also includes our Adamavic collection, which has been enthusiastically embraced by women all around the world. The marvelous Chinese actress Li Bingbing was our first global brand ambassador, and she's the very personification of our entertainment and style brand world. The watches in our Maison and Heritage brand world reflect the dedication to craftsmanship and the art of traditional watchmaking that has defined Karl F. Bucherer since its beginnings. They are exquisite timepieces which, from the moment I wake up, they make me think these watches are the essence of Karl F. Bucherer. These watches are what we are talking about when we say made of Lucerne. At Watches and Wonders, we are unveiling 3 very different watches. One, the Betrawi Scuba Deck Maldives, is a resolutely sporty watch. Another, the Heritage Bicompax Annual, honors an important part of our heritage and legacy. But we are going to start with the most complicated watch Karl F. Bucherer has ever produced in its history. This outstanding timepiece is the Karl F. Bucherer Monero Minute Repeater Symphony. It's a great way to describe a watch movement, of course, but it also reflects our very proud partnership with the Lucerne Festival Orchestra. And now it gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce the festival's artistic and executive director, Michael Häfliger. Dear Michael, I'm delighted to welcome you to the heart of Karl F. Bucherer, the watch manufacturer here, where we produce our watches and movements. And can you maybe start with describe about the LFO?
Well, the LFO, the Lucerne Festival Orchestra, is truly one of the greatest orchestras in the world. It has a very special way of functioning. Performs at Lucerne Festival, and it comes together 3 weeks a year.
What were you thinking when I contacted you that to say let's do a collaboration with a watch?
Shall I be honest?
Yes, please.
Well, I thought you're a little bit crazy. I never heard of a project like that, but it speaks for your creativity and for your imaginative powers, which of course are part of the success of your company. And then I started thinking of how do you make a watch, and how does how does an orchestra perform? And then it became clear to me there's so many relations there. There's so many similarities, and not only the passion, the dedication, and the excellence, but really also in these different components working in different ways and actually coming together into one unity. In an orchestra, you have 50 to 60 different instruments. And in a watch, you have so many different movements that have to be aligned. At the end, they come together, and they're being brought together in the house of a watch. And Lisa Streich, the composer from Sweden we chose, is really one of the most talented, promising composers. And she has taken apart your watch, looked at the different elements, and out of this, she has created her score with the rhythms being very similar to the rhythms and sounds of a watch, but yet she has, of course, created her own artistic musical language out of this. What we're doing here together is unique. It's never been done before. It's never been done that a world-class orchestra performs the work of a young composer that is, has been written for this watch, basically.
Actually, it's very close to composing. You have so many pieces that you have put together carefully. They all have the different functions. Some are more visible or hearable, some are hidden, but very important. So in fact, it felt so natural.
Both worlds do have something in common. The watchmaking of the finest watches, especially this unbelievable watch, is only possible with the highest level of manufacturing qualities, skills, and this is exactly what you need for all kind of highest level artists, whatever, painting, making music, or making watches.
Really appreciate this, and I feel just blessed and honored having this partnership with you and your whole team. And just earlier when we were talking a bit, it's like two families coming together, and that's also how we feel. Thank you very much, Michael.
No, thank you to you, Sasha. Thank you for this great partnership, and thank you for creating this wonderful idea of creating a composition for your fantastic new watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it now gives me great pleasure to show you much more about the Carl F. Bucherer Monero Miniature Peter Symphony. It is the result of more than 5 years of research and development and a number of patented technologies. Now let's have a close look at it. At the heart of the Monero Minute Repeater Symphony is our MR3000 manufacture movement with a peripheral winding system and a peripherally suspended floating tourbillon. It features, as its name suggests, the most sophisticated complication in the art of watchmaking, the minute repeater. There's also so much more to say about this amazing work of art, and we look forward to sharing additional details during our presentations here at Watches and Wonders in the coming days. And now, following the excitement of that introduction, I hope you will join me for a refreshing dive. I have already introduced our sport and adventure brand world, but I would like to take you on a deep dive into our relationship with an organization which we work since 2013. A non-profit organization, Manta Trust, was founded in 2011 by passionate marine biologist Dr. Guy Stevens. Its mission is clear. It is dedicated to the worldwide conservation of manta rays and their habitats through science and research. But let us listen directly to the foundation's founder, and I'm happy to say, my dear friend, Guy Stevens.
Hi, my name is Guy Stevens. I am the CEO and founder of the Manta Trust. The Manta Trust is a conservation organization dedicated to researching and protecting manta rays throughout their habitat. For the last 8 years, we've been a partner with Bucherer, which has enabled us to do some really important research and conservation activities on these species. And this year, I'm really excited to announce our new collaboration, which is the funding of a floating research station in the Maldives. Funding this vessel will enable us to access manta populations which previously we haven't been able to study at all. And this is going to be really important for our research. And for that, I'm very grateful to Bucherer, and I'd like to thank everyone in their team.
And now let's unveil the new Bucherer Patravi Scuba Tech Maldives. As I mentioned, a part of the proceeds from every Scuba Deck Maldives watch supports the Manta Trust Foundation. So everyone who buys one of those watches is helping us and is helping this great organization. To honor our own creative and innovative brand legacy, we decided to add a new product family in 2018, and the Heritage Collection was born. Its exceptional timepieces combine tradition, excellence, and innovative spirit. But these watches are not only a tribute to our manufacturer's multifaceted heritage, they are also a loving ode to our hometown of Lucerne. Since 2018, we have successfully launched 3 heritage models. The Heritage Tourbillon double peripheral in rose and white gold. And then, of course, 2 references in our heritage collection took their inspiration from the mid-50s, 1950s, and an early Bucherer chronograph that was ahead of its time. The launch of these timepieces has, I'm happy to say, been welcomed with open arms and happy wrists, which is why we have decided to continue to reinterpret our heritage with another watch that honors its ancestors. The Heritage Bicompax Annual fits beautifully into the collection. I would like to share a short film with you. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the final chapter of my address today. Let me give you a sneak preview of what you can expect from Karl F. Bucherer in the weeks and months to come. Karl F. Bucherer is clearly focused on what promises to be a remarkable year in 2021. We have an exciting roadmap that includes even more highlights from our manufacturer. We are continuing our existing partnerships and will be announcing some striking new ones. Some of you may have heard that we are doing something very special with one of our fellow Swiss family-owned brands, Garandash, and we are developing some other collaborations to which we are very much looking forward. Finally, we have started producing a podcast called She Is Speaking, which is moderated by Sophie Furley, an outstanding journalist and dear friend of mine. I would be delighted if you tune in into our first podcast featuring Carole Hübscher, Garandash's president and CEO. These really are exciting times for all of us and also for Karl F. Bucherer. Ladies and gentlemen, dear CFB family, thank you so much for attending the Karl F. Bucherer keynote at this year's Watches and Wonders. I very much look forward to spending time with you in person before too long, and for now, wish you all the very best. Stay healthy and safe. Wow, I'm overwhelmed by all your great questions, and I have an iPad in front of me, and I would love now to answer a few of them. Maybe I cannot all of them, but that amazingly questions like Lukasz, editor-in-chief, Sasha, what do you think is the biggest asset of being an independent family-owned brand? Of course, it's the long-term orientation, the value-based work, and it's the collaboration together with Mr. Bucherer. I mean, it's a real entrepreneur, a visionary, and we are very flexible. Decisions can be made very quick, and that is what I really appreciate. And you know, the hashtag CFB family, it's not just a hashtag. It's really a way of how we behave and we treat our people, and we are one family, the Bucherer family. Sasha, Peter. Sasha, what was your first watch? This is a funny question, because my first watch, that was some kind of private label watch. It was called ATP. At that time, I think I was 14 years old, and I won it in a mountain bike race. But the first real watch I got when I was 16, and it was a Rado watch, which typically you became at that age here in Switzerland. Miguel, Sasha, I'm beyond impressed by the presentation and of course the wonderful piece. If you had to link this watch to a piece of music, which one will it be? Also a very good question. I think this is something I will come back to you. I would love to discuss this with the Lucerne Festival Orchestra, and we will come up with a great idea. And I think this is very good. Which watch are you wearing today, and why did you choose it? Today I'm wearing a Petravi, the Petravi Travel Tech, and I love this piece. It's a very sporty, bulky piece, strong dimension, 46.6, and it has a 3 time zone. And normally, as a frequent traveler, this is very important, not for the moment. Also me, I'm sitting, of course, at home now today at the HQ in Lucerne, but it's really a piece I love. And I also think that our founder, Karl Friedrich Bucherer, would wear today such a piece, as he was really so inspiring, traveling a lot, and a real cosmopolite. Irene, how many watches does Karl F. Bucherer sell per year? We have shown this in the presentation shortly. We produced in 2010 6,000 timepieces, and in 2019 30,000 timepieces, so we increased 5 times. And of course now, because of the pandemic, the situation is a little bit difficult, but we will soon be back on that number and then also increase up to 38,000 pieces, which would be a great size for a brand like Karl F. Bucherer, because exclusivity is also a part of our DNA and positioning. Jose, with other brands, I can already design my own watch from a wealth of straps and dials. Is this also possible with CFB? Customization? Yes, of course, and especially now with our high-end collection. That's why we have our own factory, where we have also shows and visits from great people and customers, and you can choose, especially in the high-end, how you want to have your bridges decorated, the dials, etc. So yes, customization is a big part, and we're doing this already since many, many years. And question to John Wick, I saw. Yeah, are you planning to be in John Wick 4, and what watch is Keanu Reeves wearing? I think John Wick 4 will be shot in Berlin, if I'm right, this year, and certainly Keanu Reeves will wear again a Monero Autodate, and also maybe some other cast of the team and members will wear a Karl F. Bucherer watch, of course. And then, sorry guys, I need to hurry up a bit because I don't know if you're aware, at 12:15 there is a great panel about sustainability with amazing people. I'm also part of this panel and looking forward hopefully to see you there, and I need to go in 2 minutes. So a last question, I try to choose maybe also a little bit the personal one, because there are a lot of personal questions. Yeah, maybe this one. What are your favorite activities next or outside of business? My favorite activities are in the Swiss Alps. It's skiing, it's snowboarding, it's hiking, and like to be in the Swiss nature, which is also very inspiring and just great to hang out there. So I wish you all the very best. I hope to see you soon in a few minutes in the panel. I'm so excited about it. And please take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you guys very soon live in person. Bye-bye.